WPTV.
Welcome back to the desk. NFL free agency is buzzing and countless superstars have been welcomed into new places. Here to analyze what will happen on the gridiron next season is Matthew Goldman, Bijan, Pulley, Lamont, Hampton, and Julian Carrera. Now, gentlemen, before the official legal tampering period began, teams started to trade superstars like Oprah Winfrey was giving away money, and I can't believe I am saying that sentence out loud. But Matthew Goldman, I will start with you. What trade stood out to you thus far?
DJ Moore is a Buffalo Bill, finally! Josh Allen gets a wide receiver one. We take a look at the stats, 608 receptions, over 8,000 career receiving yards, shockingly has over 500 on the ground, 43 total touchdowns. DJ Moore is going to play that X wide receiver role, something they haven't had since Stephon Diggs. Khalil Shakir is more of a Z in the offense coming out of the slot, but he does good against the press. He does good against the zone. I want to see what this offensive trio of Josh Allen, James Cook, and DJ Moore looks like.
I know you're very happy about this trade.
I'm delighted. I wouldn't say happy.
It opens up for the Bills' offense a little bit.
Yeah, but there's just a lot of holes still.
I mean,
the
it gives
line. There's still holes with the tight end position because you never know who's gonna go out there.
I mean, it gives Allen another weapon, so that's a
Best quarterback in football.
That's a bonus.
So they say.
It's not ridiculous to say that. It's not ridiculous.
Well, my player I'm going to take is going to be the one, the only, Geno Smith. He's back at the Jets. Man was gone for 10 years. He had himself a day. You're shaking your head, but now he's doing something for the Jets. Since being gone, he has had 22,000 passing yards in his career. He has had 65.2 completion percentage, 124 touchdowns, 89 interceptions in the air. But since he was going with 4 teams, 96 touchdowns, 53 interceptions, as well as 16,206 passing yards, being gone from the Jets in 63 games played and going 38-38. Honestly, this is a big move for the Jets. Looking at them, what they're going to do next year, they're going to be bad. This can help them be bad. They can get somebody in the draft, whether it's Lenore Sellers, whether it's someone like Arch Manning. We don't know, but the Jets are going to be horrible and whatnot. Let Geno go out the right way.
You know, I would almost agree with you, except they just signed every mid-player known to man, and we're looking at an 8-9 season.
Whoa.
8-9.
8-9.
That's not going to be 8-9. It's going to be 1-0.
Listen, just try to get to 5 wins before you talk about 8 and 9.
Yeah, no, it's just it's horrible.
If Aaron Glenn's there by mid-season, I'd be shocked.
Is he gonna be awake?
Oh my goodness, that guy is going to be canned by week 5. They're not going to have a win by week 5.
I would be surprised if he makes it to Christmas. Honestly.
I'd be shocked if he makes it to Halloween.
Imagine he gets fired on Christmas. That's bad.
That your Christmas gift, fired. Crazy.
Bijan, I'll go to you.
I mean, I'm gonna go with a player that wasn't my initial pick because the Ravens did something nasty to Matt Crosby, but we don't need to get into that. My pick is David Montgomery. I mean, just the Texans need help in running back so tremendously. For his career, 1,477 attempts, has 6,115 rushing yards, almost 2,000 receiving yards, and has 63 total touchdowns. C.J. Stroud's coming off a down year, and especially a rough outing in the playoffs. The man was throwing shrimp po' boys to the defense left and right. But how do you help a QB get back on track? You give him a run game. Since 2023, the Texans ranked 30th in EPA per rush and ranked 31st in rushing success rate. Is Monty a game-changing back? Not at all. But at least he gives them solid production. Since 2023, David Montgomery ranks 21st in EPA per rush and ranks 13th in rushing success rate, just raising the floor because, my God, the rushing game for Texans since C.J. Stroud has been on the team has been god-awful.
Gotta love those Bijan stat lines.
Bijan's always analytical. Julian.
Biggest offseason trade was definitely Trent McDuffie to the Rams. I mean, this is actually very scary. Trent McDuffie, he has got 246 tackles, 3 interceptions, 34 pass deflections, and 8 forced fumbles, 5 forced fumbles in just 2023 alone. Like I said, this is incredibly dangerous. Last year, the Rams were the biggest favorites to make the Super Bowl, but the only thing that was holding them back was their atrocious secondary. They got absolutely routed in that championship game against the Seahawks. But now they make a trade for one of the best cornerbacks in the league at the cost of 2 first-round picks, which is another thing. The Kansas City Chiefs are also winners in this trade. They just lost Trent McDuffie and Jalen Watson, and now they've got 2 first-round picks to replenish the players that they've lost. This is going to replenish their talent and rebuild their dynasty status. This is an overall excellent trade for both teams.
Yeah. Now, gentlemen, as the tampering period concluded, teams made official signings, and the NFL will look vastly different in 2026. Julian, I'll swing it back to you. What official signing stands out?
I mean, we were just talking about the Rams. I'm going to do it again because I cannot understate how terrible this Rams secondary was. We all remember that game against the Chicago Bears where Kobe Durant allowed Caleb Williams to make one of the greatest throws of all time. That wasn't possible because of Caleb Williams. That was solely the responsibility of Kobe Durant blowing coverage for zero reason. Absolutely ridiculous. That's besides the point. This adds even more depth to the Rams' elite secondary. This is overall just an incredible signing, and the Rams look like they look unstoppable. I don't think it's ridiculous to say that these are early Super Bowl favorites.
Not ridiculous to say that at all.
Goldie?
My pick's Devin Lloyd to the Carolina Panthers. Devin Lloyd arguably was a top 3 inside linebacker in all of football last year. A second-team All-Pro. He was a Pro Bowler. He had 81 tackles, 5 interceptions, 6 TFLs, 7 pass deflections. He had a pick 6 off Patrick Mahomes. How many inside linebackers could say they've done that in their NFL careers? Very minimal. But what he does better than most inside backers is in coverage. When he drops in coverage, he's electric. It's like having another safety guarding a tight end or a running back. Carolina's defense needs a captain. I think Lloyd could fill that prophecy for him. He's a sneaky good player, and Ejiro Evero is one of the best defensive coordinators in all of football. You pair up a player like Lloyd with Evero, and I'm very excited to see what can happen with Carolina.
Yeah, Carolina's scary now with Lloyd in the backfield. Well, holding it down right there.
And I got my boy Jalen Phillips. We're going to miss you in Eagle Land.
Your boy? Like, you guys know each other? He's like, oh, Bijan, what's good? It's BJ.
Look, you know him for half a season. You get, it's hard not to get a little attached.
You're hilarious. Me, I got to go with someone that's on the offense side. Someone that's going to be a game changer for the New York Giants. That's going to be Isaiah Likely. Isaiah Likely, coming from the Ravens, a little familiar with John Harbaugh, was there for 4 years. Now he has a chance to be something here in New York and New Jersey, actually. And he's going to flip it around. Looking at his stats, $40 million paid, 13 average he's going to get. He's only 25 years old, turned 26 in a few weeks. He has less than 500 yards per season, but now he has a chance to be something different in New York. And now you're going to hear Dart to Likely each week. And whether he's on the slot, on the outside, he's a one receiver on the other side from neighbors, it doesn't matter. Dart has someone that's going to help him out each and every week.
He's the second best pass catcher on that offense now.
Yes.
He goes neighbors and then Likely.
It's his little safety blanket.
That's kind of crazy, saying how like the Giants kind of have no one out there.
I mean, now you got to make something out of nothing.
Yep, pretty crazy.
Bijan, round us out for question 2.
I mean, I got to go with Tyler Linderbaum to the Raiders. In our past question, I mentioned how you set up a QB back for success. You give them a run game. You know what else sets up a QB for success, especially a young QB? Giving him a good old line. Linderbaum is the second best center in the league, only behind Creed Humphrey, because Humphrey's in a league of his own. Since he was drafted in 2022, Linderbaum has a 91.2 PFF run blocking grade, which ranks 3rd in the league across that span. Pass pro, he's a little bit more inconsistent with a pass pro grade of 66.3, which ranks top 15 according to PFF. Linderbaum, in total, is the 4th highest graded center in the league with a PFF grade of 87. He takes setting the protections and miking the linebacker responsibilities away from Fernando Mendoza, helping ease Mendoza's transition to the league because he has to move into a Shanahan offense, which he never did in college because in Indiana it was a bunch of shotgun and RPOs, and the Shanahan offense rarely does that. And now they have a good trio on the O-line in Colton Miller, Linderbaum, and Jackson Powers-Johnson. And this helps Ashton Jeanty because last year Ashton Jeanty ranked 65th in yards before contact, and that's purely an O-line stat. I mean, there were so many times you saw Ashton Jeanty get the handoff, and here he had 2 defensive linemen waiting for him in the backfield.
Now, gentlemen, we're going to switch the conversation over to some lackluster signings. Bijan, I'll go back to you. What signing do you think was unnecessary?
I'm not a hater at heart, but, when it comes to Commanders, with my Eagles bias, I'll be a little bit of a hater. I got to go with Odafe Oweh to the Commanders. Amongst edge rushers with at least 100 pass rush attempts, he ranked 28th in pressure rate with 13.97%. He had 47 pressures, ranking 30th out of 115 edges, and he had a PFF grade of 73.7%, which ranks him 35th out of 115 edges. All those statistics show he is a mid-tier pass rusher. But the Commanders paid him $100 million with $68 million guaranteed. I can't get behind that. He only started playing good once he got traded to the Chargers and started playing under Jesse Minter. So that Jesse Minter tax is not coming with him to the Commanders, and now they're expecting him to be their lead edge rusher. I just can't get behind that.
No one is worth $100 million if you can get 10 sacks.
Well, $60 million is guaranteed. Still crazy. But
Nuts.
It's free money.
Julian.
The most unnecessary free agency signing was without a doubt Kenneth Walker to the Chiefs. $15 million for a running back. What are we doing? I mean, listen, don't get me wrong. Kenneth Walker is an incredible running back, and the money he earned was well-deserved. He shouldn't have come from the Chiefs. I mean, the Chiefs have been to 5 of the last 7 Super Bowls, and they won 3 of them. All this time, they had no good running backs, no high-caliber running backs. They were dealing with the likes of Isaiah Pacheco, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and who is it?
Damian Williams?
Damian Williams, that's the name. Exactly. I don't see why we need to be spending $15 million on a running back when you have a system that's already, if it's not broke, why fix it?
But they were a bad rushing team even when they were making the Super Bowl. So why not? It's not a premium position, but Kenneth Walker's a great talent.
No running back should make over $50 million if your name's not Jahmyr Gibbs or Bijan Robinson.
What about Saquon Barkley?
Saquon Barkley wasn't good last year. Well, I wouldn't say necessarily he's washed, but the
Calling
guy...
him washed is crazy.
Champion.
Guys...
A Super Bowl champion, Saquon Barkley. Top 5 running back.
Maybe 13 to 14 million, same with CMC, but I don't see where you give a guy like Kenneth Walker 15 million.
Listen, that's just the market. It was either him or Travis Etienne.
Still, you're paying way too much money for running backs. James Cook's making 12 million. He led the league in rushing last year.
That's what the market said. I'm not saying I love it, but like, oh my God, Isaiah Pacheco, he would do all this. He was just running in place. That was like, there was no movement.
More Jersey club dancing than actually running.
That's my point. He was running in place, and the Chiefs still made it to the Super Bowl.
He wasn't good.
Who cares?
He had a great line. He still wasn't
the
good.
The system works.
No, it doesn't.
Work last year.
They won in spite of that. That's
You're making 5 Super Bowls and winning 3 of them in the last 7 years is not working.
you can win a Super Bowl.
How many
with a
other
below
teams
average
went to
running
the Super Bowl? Count them.
back. Okay, we might be here a while. Eagles, who the Chiefs gave.
Oh, he's
belts to,
actually
by the way.
doing it.
Actually, no, it slipped my mind a little bit. Wow. This year, Seahawks, Kenneth Walker, who the Chiefs just signed, by the way. Patriots, they had a good running game. Trayvon Henderson and Ramondre Stevenson. So, the list goes on and on. You need to play complementary football, and the Chiefs haven't really been doing that. It's just been Mahomes in the pass game and with like an average run game at best.
Like I said, it's worked. It's worked. The pass game works. They don't need to run the ball because Mahomes is such an efficient quarterback.
He's not going to be efficient when he comes back.
He just tore his ACL, right? Why not give him a
say
game? He tore his ACL.
Who's to say that it's not going to help them out when they have Kenneth Walker?
So why take a risk then?
Because
it's either
you're
that
not
you
going
draft
to have Mahomes for a year, possibly.
What I can add
Travis
is
Kelce's
their
going
offensive line
later.
has got statistically worse throughout the years. And Travis Kelce is kind of a bum now. He's, marrying Taylor Swift. It kind of gets you in the head. You're not going to do anything.
Something has to change.
All right, Goldie, enlighten us with your lackluster signing.
Jalen Phillips. The former Eagle does not deserve $30 million. $30 million? You can't have 10 sacks for your career. You don't have 10 TFLs any season. It just doesn't make much sense to me. I can't wrap my head around it. He's never been to any Pro Bowls, no All-Pros. If you're getting $30 million a year, that's more money than Trey Hendrickson. And Trey Hendrickson had 17 and a half sacks a season ago or 2 seasons ago, if anything. I don't get that. Jalen Phillips is not even that good. He's not a top 25 edge rusher, and the fact he's getting $30 million is bad.
Okay. That was a little bit disrespectful.
It is disrespectful, but this guy does not deserve $30 million a year.
It's an overpay, yes, but who's rushing the passer for the Panthers last year?
Derek Brown. Well, he was injured, but still, you have a healthy Derek Brown coming next year, and he's a top 5 interior defensive lineman.
The quarterback's not going to step into Derek Brown if he can just roll out the pocket.
Derek Brown is so strong where he pushes the guards and centers, and he makes it an easy opportunity to get sacks for himself.
The quarterback can just roll out because who's rushing for the edge for the Carolina?
Who's still there? I honestly can't even tell.
Nobody.
I mean, listen, I like Nick Gordon as much as the next guy, but you need Jalen Phillips is number 1? No.
$30 million, though? That's ridiculous, Bijan. $30 million is ridiculous.
We just saw what Odafe Owe got. That's just the market, unfortunately.
It's crazy. They're going to restructure it every single year, so.
They have to.
Mom, finish us off for useless signings.
Yeah, useless signings going to have to be another running back, as you mentioned. Travis Etienne Jr. to the New Orleans Saints. Listen, this man is a great running back, great player. When he has a full season, he had 3 full seasons. He had over 1,000 yards in each season, plus 5 touchdowns in each of those seasons. And the one season, he didn't play full 17 games. He played 15 games, only had 500 yards with 2 touchdowns, which is cool. It's fine. But coming to New Orleans, yes, you want to be home, Travis Etienne, or whatever you want to change your name to. Yes, you want to be home. But coming to New Orleans, you're not going to play the same. New Orleans, no running back has played a healthy season. No running back has played more than 13 games in the last season for New Orleans Saints. And honestly, sharing the backfield with Alvin Kamara, it's a waste. And like you talk about money is a bad option. He's getting paid $13 million an average per year. $13 million an average per year. You can find a running back easily in today's game, whether it's free agency or if it's in a draft. There's a dime and a dozen bunching up. And the New Orleans Saints, they've reached with this one. They reach. Each year they're spending money and they're reaching.
Yeah, with the free agency circle slowing down, now it's time to declare a winner. And what team won the off season? Lamont, I'll go to you. What team do you think had the best free agency?
Best free agency starts with the New York Giants, as what they did all offseason. It started with John Harbaugh, getting the coach that's going to change the future, getting the coach that's won and knows what he's doing is going to start the foundation. Then signing, like I said, Isaiah Likely, getting rid of Wan'Dale Robinson, getting rid of Bellinger, whoever it is, the New York, Tennessee Titans, get rid of all those guys. And now you have something that's going to shake. again, adding someone like Patrick Ricard is going to be a weapon for Jackson Dart in the future. And then on the flip side, defense, you bring in Tremaine Edmonds from the Bears. He was a big defensive guy there. And you sign Greg Newsome. Yes, his physical isn't clear yet. It's going to probably go through, but that's going to be something. You're shaking your head, but listen.
Greg Newsome's horrible.
He's horrible.
He's the Bills. He was
he's
the
horrible,
worst
but he had
corner in football.
potential. He's potential. And then guess what? The Giants, they're known for horrible DBs. So why not add him and give him a chance?
They're going to have a cornerback.
Bandage on an open head wound.
Hey,
They're going to have a
it's something
cornerback battle
different.
between Greg Newsome and Deontay Banks. Those are the two
And
worst
you
guys
still have
in
the
football.
draft, so it's something right now that, hey, these guys are hungry. You're bringing dogs in that are hungry. And right now, the Giants, the fans, typically right
Hungry
you,
for what? A salad?
hungry for something. You need a win. You need something. And then the
They're
Giants
not worth a steak. They're worth like lettuce.
A few years ago, the Bills were probably the same thing.
Whoa.
Now
We
look at
didn't
the
say
Giants.
anything about my
Because-
team here. We didn't say
but
anything
I'm
about my
saying,
team.
but it's
You're
the
throwing
future
my
you gotta
team out
build
here.
because you got to build somewhere. Yeah, you're talking about they're not worth nothing right now, but guess what? You're going to give them a chance to be worth something.
Greg Newsome is the reason why Jacksonville lost to Buffalo in the AFC wildcard round.
I'm about saying we're talking Patrick Ricard's a weapon. Maybe in
Yes.
the run game.
Yeah, oh my
It's a
goodness.
weapon.
he's
It's a weapon.
No, in the run
On the
game.
offensive side, it's a weapon. It's someone that's known. It's a weapon. Anybody you can use is a weapon.
You run 13 personnel. You run the jumbo sets. You have
If
Pat
you know how to
Ricard
use
blocking
them.
for Dart and Scadaboo. Oh my goodness, that's a weapon.
Sure.
You wouldn't know how to run an offense, Bijan.
Actually, I do.
On
Yeah,
what,
with-
Madden?
Yes. You don't want to play me, I'll smoke you.
With that being, with that being said, gentlemen, I'll move it over to Bijan with what team had the best offseason.
I got to go with the Los Angeles Rams. Julian was singing their praises earlier, so I'm going to sing those praises again. They traded for Trent McDuffie and signed Jalen Bronson, revamping the cornerback room, which, as Julian pointed out, was, oh my God, it was so bad. And they was able to keep Chris Shula, who was a hot name in this coaching cycle, able to keep Nate Shiohasi. I hope I pronounced that right, brother. If I mispronounced that, I'm sorry. He was getting real head coach looks this cycle, and he was a legit OC candidate. Stafford didn't retire because that was a question because he had back problems during the preseason and his age. I think he's like 37, 38 now. He's getting up there. And they didn't have to trade a 13th overall pick to get McDuffie, so they can use that to draft another CB like Jermon McCourt, Mansour Delane, which would be another premium talent to that cornerback room. Or they can draft McKylum and Jordan Tyson to prepare for life after Devontae Adams. This was already a Super Bowl caliber roster, and they addressed their biggest need while still having the chance to add premium talent.
Julian, I'll swing it to you.
You know, as much as I was gassing up the phenomenal moves that the Rams made, I'm actually going to say that the Tennessee Titans had the best offseason. Here's the thing. The Rams only had to make up for one position group. The Titans had holes from top to bottom. They were looking like Swiss cheese, and they filled all the holes. They made great signings across the board. They got Wan'Dale Robinson, Cordell Flott, Daniel Bellinger, Austin Schlottman, everybody that the Giants could not have paid to afford to pay.
It's okay. You're flipping up like Dylan Belger's hands.
Yes, precisely.
know,
Anyways, all jokes aside, they signed a lot of other really solid defensive pieces. They got Alontae Taylor, they got Jordan Elliott, they got John Franklin Myers, which is a bit of an overpay, but still, the point is they got all these pieces, they're putting them together, they're putting together a complete team, and I think the Titans may not compete now, but very soon it will be competitive.
But you're saying so Wan'Dale and Bellinger are true weapons for Cam Ward.
Yes, they are.
I mean, they was working with like 6th and 7th round picks last
By the
year.
way, just so we can clear something up, obviously we all know Daniel Bellinger is not a real weapon. The disrespect this man is putting on Wan'Dale Robinson's name is absolutely
Wan'Dale Robinson, he had to be a wide receiver one for 1 year, and he got 1,000 yards. Congratulations, Wan'Dale. You got paid. But that's not going to transition to nothing.
He's not a wide receiver one. He's
a
not
slot.
the guy you're putting on the
Hey.
outside to compete with the best corner. You're
Exactly.
putting him in the slot, and you're
No,
going to
we agree.
Exactly.
He's a wide receiver too. Or
At
like
best. Wide
I'd say
receiver
three.
Thank you. He's
But
a
like,
wide
in
receiver
an
three.
ideal scenario, yeah.
He'll be
is
the
the
best wide
best-
receiver 3 in the league. But if you're signing him for the Tennessee Titans to be your wide receiver 1, well, good luck
You know
with
they could
that.
draft a receiver in the draft. So
They
they
could.
Exactly.
They could.
That's his role is not going to be wide receiver one. He is one of the better, if not the best, slot receiver in the game. If they draft a receiver, the Tennessee Titans, and pair him with Wan'Dale, that pass game is going to be incredible.
Possibly. It depends on who they draft. You're making that face.
Possibly.
Who has they able to draft in the past that made a good wide receiver? Wan'Dale Robinson.
Jalen
Malik
Hyatt.
Exactly.
Wrong.
You can draft the best receiver was Malik Neighbors, and he was already a stud coming out. We'll see what the Tennessee Titans can even do with that. I don't know.
Matthew Goldman finishes off with your team that won the free agency this offseason.
Yeah, let me just keep this short and sweet. All the Max Crosby drama aside, give me the Raiders having a stellar offseason. Bijan alluded to Tyler Lindenbaum, the second best center in football. He got paid $27 million a year, the highest paid interior offensive lineman of all time. Nakobe Dean is a pure Mike linebacker. That could be the captain of the defense. Quay Walker's a hothead, but you need that. That's the Raiders' way. And then you get guys back like Malcolm Kuntz and Eric Stokes. You signed Stokes on a 3-year deal. He has time to develop. Kuntz is a very solid edge rusher. Jalen Nair has an opportunity to be a good wide receiver in this Raiders offense. It's the Clint Kubiak regime. Fernando Mendoza, the presumed #1 overall pick, is looking for a good opportunity, and Kubiak and Mendoza found it with such a good offseason from the Raiders.
I agree. I love the sign from Kubiak. I love what they're going to do with Mendoza, as well as bringing in Genty to have him give a little something that's going to add to it. Bowers is still going to be
And healthy Brock Bowers. That's the biggest trade of it all.
Cannot wait to see what they do.
I'm about to say.
With that being said, the NFL free agency circle is a fascinating time year in and year out. We're going to move to the Diamond to talk all things World Baseball Classic with Dan and the guys next on WPTV.